Hello, and welcome to the University of Hawaii College of Tropical Agriculture and Human Resources Virtual Livestock Extension Field Day. My name is Shannon Sand, and I am the Ag Finance and Business Extension Agent for the University of Hawaii. I will be speaking with you about creating a mobile processing unit budget and what all goes into it. Along with this presentation, the mobile budget will be made available to all who attend. Thank you. So what all goes into creating a budget? So it may look different depending on where you're located, and shipping as well as other fees and things may change. So some things that will go into this sort of a budget are upfront or fixed costs, variable costs, and the number of animals processed per month. Some upfront or fixed costs can include things like the cost of a modular harvesting unit. In the case of pigs, a pig scalder, a carcass cooler. It could include things like shipping or a septic system. Upfront or fixed costs, like I said, that could be really large but are one-time investments. Things of that nature will be included in this section of the budget. So the upfront and fixed costs that I have for this budget include things like a modular harvesting unit, including a pig scalder, a carcass cooler, cut and wrap module with basic equipment, finished goods freezer unit, containment pens and squeeze chute, shipping, septic system, the USDA HACCP plan and training, and then additional contingency costs, for a total fixed cost of $913,000 to start out. I do want to make note that the estimates for the modular harvest unit are for a used unit. So if you are looking at a newer unit, make sure that you make those changes as needed. So the next part of our budget is the other and variable costs section. And it includes things like electricity, water, waste removal, insurance, fuel, labor, maintenance, things of that nature. So the next section of our budget is the other or variable costs per month. And in this budget, it includes things like electricity, water, waste removal, other utilities, insurance, fuel, labor, and maintenance for a total of $22,800 per month spent on variable costs. So next we're going to be talking about some of the equations and how we calculate variable costs as well as our break-even points. All of these calculations are already done for you in the Excel sheet that will be available at the end of this presentation. So don't worry, I just think it's really important that we go over the different equations and how that is used to come up with your totals and your break-even costs. So the first one we're going over is the variable cost per animal. So the variable cost per animal is just the total variable cost per month, which we discussed previously, divided by the total number of animals per month processed. So here we have the variable cost per animal at $76. Now how we got that was we took the above number, the $22,800, which is a per month estimate of the variable costs, and we divided that by the total number of animals estimated to be processed. Now this is for a mobile hog slaughter budget. So we are estimating here that 300 pigs per month will be processed. So we take $22,800 and we divided it by 300, and that is how we achieve the $76 per animal. So the next piece of the equation is the revenue per animal. So this is the amount the mobile slaughter unit charges per animal for processing. So in this case, we're charging $120 per animal because we want to make sure we're covering not only our variable costs, but also those fixed costs for putting in the unit in the first place. So the next part of this budget and break-even analysis is to calculate the contribution margin. So the contribution margin is calculated by subtracting an item's variable costs from the selling price. So here it's calculated by subtracting the revenue per animal, which previously was the $120, minus the variable cost per animal, which if I recall correctly was around $76. But as an example, let's say we have a product or service that we sell for $100 and the cost of materials and labor is $40. So that means our contribution margin is $60. So this $60 is then used to cover the fixed costs. And if there's any money left over after that, that is actually your net profit. So that is how contribution margin is used and calculated. So in the case of our mobile slaughter budget, we have $120 revenue minus 76 gives us a contribution margin of $44. So now we get to do the exciting part. We get to calculate our break-even points. So we're going to do a few different break-even point calculations, but the first one we're going to be talking about is the break-even point in terms of units. So that means that it tells us how many animals need to be processed in order for the unit to have paid for itself. So the break-even point units equals the total fixed cost divided by revenue per animal minus the variable cost per animal. So here you can see that the break-even point units means that we need to process 20,750 pigs in order for us to break even and to pay for the unit itself. So now we're looking at break-even point in terms of dollars. So the break-even point in terms of dollars tells us how much we need to earn in order for the unit to pay for itself. So the break-even point in terms of dollars is your total fixed cost divided by 1 minus the variable cost per animal divided by revenue per animal. So here, as you can see, the break-even point in dollars is $2,490,000 in order for the unit to pay for itself. So that is how much revenue has to be generated in order for it to pay for itself. In order to calculate your numbers of months to break even, you will simply take your break-even point in units and divide it by the total number of animals processed per month, and this will give you how many months it will take you until you have broken even. As you can see here, we estimate it will take approximately 69 months to break even on the cost of the mobile slaughter unit, given an estimated processing capacity of 300 hogs per month. Now we get to what I think is the exciting part, where we get to look at the whole sample mobile processing unit for hogs. And below you can see there is a cattle one as well that we will be going through. So here you can see there are upfront costs of about $913,000. Along with monthly variable costs of $22,800. And again, depending on location and other things and times of year and changes in shipping costs, there's lots of variables, but you are certainly going to be able to go in and change these to suit your needs. Here is the sample of a mobile processing unit for cattle. The upfront costs I've listed here are the same, and again, that may need to change if you need additional freezer capacity or more than just a basic cut and wrap unit. However, this does help give you an idea of the cost and potential profit associated with having a mobile processing facility available. Here you can see the biggest difference is in the number of animals that can be processed in the facility and increased labor and fuel estimates. Again, you have access to this budget now, so everyone's estimates will be a little different based on location and other externalities, but hopefully this can help you get a good idea whether or not this is something you potentially want to invest in or look at the possibility of. Thank you for watching this. My name is Shannon Sand. I'm the Ag Business and Finance Extension Agent, and my email address is listed below. If you have any questions about this budget, feel free to get in contact with me. I am more than happy to answer questions. Thank you and have a wonderful day.